Habitus and the Capitals, a sociological story. There is a government high school located in a coastal town in New South Wales. The population of this town is 2,400. The school currently has about 440 students enrolled. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, people in the area in which the school is located experience a higher level of socioeconomic advantage when compared to other surrounding areas. As the school draws its students from the local area and the surrounding areas, the demographics of the local area may not reflect that of the student body. This is demonstrated by the school showing that 42% of its students are in the bottom quartile on the Index for Socio-Educational Advantage. Attending this school is a student in Year 8. She behaves in a highly disruptive manner and is frequently suspended or undergoing some form of behaviour management process which seems to have little or no effect. Most teachers have given up on the student and express feelings of apathy or disdain towards her. One teacher said that she could get through if she just came to school more often. However, her high level of absenteeism due to truancy or suspension is working against her. Knowing that this student would be in one of my classes that day led me to discuss how to best approach teaching the lesson with Miss J, an experienced teacher at the school. She said that she had found the student exhausting and recalled attending this high school with the student's mother, Mrs. L. When Mrs. L was at school, she did not wear the correct uniform. She did not do her classwork and always seemed to be getting into serious trouble. She was highly disruptive and would sometimes become physically violent. She left the school at the end of Year 9. Miss J stayed at school, finished Year 12, and then went on to complete a university degree. She now has an established teaching career, and her child attends a private school in the local area. When we compare the lives of Miss J and Mrs. L, we can see that they are from different social class backgrounds and they have had different educational outcomes. An explanation for this is sociologist Pierre Bourdieu's theory of habitus and the capitals. If you are a student from a middle-class background, you are more likely to succeed in the field of education. You are more likely to have your capital in the right currency to succeed at school, and your habitus aligned with pedagogic tasks. Children inherit social class from their families. Along with this, they adopt the same habitus and inherit the same capital. This difference in socialization and behavior modeling in different backgrounds manifests in different educational outcomes for students. In the case in question, we can see an example of the reproduction of inequality. Miss J's child has inherited her habitus in relation to education, and the capitals of financial support and family enthusiasm are likely to result in positive educational outcomes for this middle-class child. Mrs. L's child has also inherited her habitus and does not see school as valuable or relevant. The lack of financial and family support is likely to result in negative educational outcomes for this working-class child. Despite the fact that schools in New South Wales are required to provide inclusive education for all students, the reproduction of inequality continues to occur. Teachers play a role in the reproduction of inequality in the field of education. They may be engaging in deficit discourse, thus compounding the negative effects of social class on education. The teacher's role in improving educational outcomes begins with examining their own habitus. They can challenge their expectations of students from diverse backgrounds and place equal value on the kinds of capital each brings in their virtual school bag. They can adopt pedagogies which use student habitus to their educational advantage and explicitly teach the unspoken rules of the field of education. By adopting these turnaround pedagogies, teachers can become agents for change and transform the field of education, rather than perpetuating the reproduction of inequality. There are many sociological factors which affect educational outcomes for students. Teachers need to avoid engaging in deficit discourse and maintain high expectations for all students. Through doing so, teachers can help students achieve their personal best educational outcomes and life chances. This has been a sociological story.